Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Super Coaching Regulatory Bodies by Testbook. So we are back with another English session for your upcoming RBI Grade B exams. Also those who are appearing the NABARD exam which will happen in the next 4 days. So आप सभी का इस सेशन में स्वागत है. This is day 8 of our most expected question series for all the phase 1 exams of all the regulatory bodies. And today we are going to have 3 or 4 different types of questions which are generally asked in your phase 1 exams. Now if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon as well, so that you will get all the notifications from time to time. Secondly, I would request all of you to watch the previous sessions डे 1 से लेके डे 7 तक के, एंड उसके पहले भी हमने टॉपिक वाइज क्वेश्चंस किए थे. तो वो सारे क्लासेस भी आप देख सकते हैं रेगुलरली. इंग्लिश का ये लेक्चर एवरी मंडे टू फ्राइडे रात को होता है 10 बजे. सो आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू कम एंड अटेंड दीज क्लासेस रेगुलरली. नाउ बिफोर मूविंग अहेड एंड गोइंग टू द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, I would just quickly like to remind all the new guys here. This is my Telegram group @Kaustubh Sir _Testbook. Okay, you can join me on Telegram. You can scan this QR code and you can join. All the PDFs and all the YouTube session links you will get here on Telegram. Okay, so shall we begin today's session? Are you guys ready? एक बार like और share कर दीजिए सब लोग, and let's get started. Am I clearly visible and audible to all of you? मेरी आवाज आ रही है क्या? एक बार कंफर्म कर लीजिए. All right. So, what is the right answer here? Okay. So let's look at the sentences now. If one clears a forest, clears is written in simple present tense, V5. One clears the forest and constructs buildings. It would increase, nahi, it will increase the GDP, but that is not development. So the error is in part 1 of the sentence, or first sentence has the error. है ना? Now, had the actor agreed on the offered remuneration, if he had agreed on the offered remuneration, had plus V3. So conditional sentence is written in past perfect tense. He would have bagged 5 more films for the same production house. Would plus have plus V3. So whenever conditional clause is in past perfect tense, the main clause is written in would plus have plus V3. So technically, second sentence is written correctly. Would plus have plus V3 is fine. It is absolutely correct. Had the actor agreed is nothing but if the actor had agreed. If हटा के ऐसे conversion करते हैं, है ना? If he answered all the questions, he would have got the highest marks. नहीं, he would get the highest marks. Would plus V1. Why would plus V1? Because if he answered, only answered is written, only simple past tense is written. So if the conditional sentence is written in simple past, then the main clause is written in would plus V1. Now all these three sentences are typical examples of conditional sentences. So you have to know the basics of conditional sentences to answer this question. And the right answer here is both 1 and 3. 1 and 3 is the right answer. 1 में error है, would के जगह will होगा, एंड 3 में एरर है, वुड हैव गॉट के जगह वुड गेट होगा. दीज आर द 2 एरर्स, बाकी सब सही. क्लियर? Now if you want to study conditional sentences in detail, there is a session on YouTube. I have covered conditional sentences in detail. You just have to search on YouTube Kaustubh Sir class on conditional sentences. You will get that lecture and you can watch it. Same concept, same pattern. Next question. If Bangladesh follows the Paris Climate Agreement, follows, again simple present tense, the country may not implemented. सुन के भी अजीब लगता है ना? May not implement. May plus V1 is also fine. Will plus V1, can plus V1, may plus V1. All these structures are correct. So we cannot write implemented. We have to write only implement. So option number 1 is wrong. Then saying second sentence also is wrong. Had he completed the assignment on time, he will join us. Nahi, he would have joined us on the trip to Goa. Would plus have plus V3. He would have joined us on a trip to Goa. So option number 2 is also wrong. If he applied for the job, applied is written correctly. He would receive a confirmation mail from the company. Would plus V1 is also written correctly. So the error lies in 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Option number 2 is the right answer. So this is the same concept that was there in the first question as well. Clear? Now let's go to the next question. Now here the pattern has changed. So read the directions carefully and then answer. Choose the sentence that is grammatically as well as contextually correct and meaningful as your answer. So obviously option number 2 is wrong because my friend is coming to visit me from abroad and I will take him to to see the famous literature festival in my city. Second sentence is wrong. So all are correct. Option number 5 will also be wrong. My brother has been saving up to buy his dream car for the last 5 years and is finally going to buy the car next month. It sounds correct. We had put off their trip to the Bahamas ki jagah, we had put off our trip to the Bahamas because of the travel restrictions due to the pandemic. So the right answer cannot be option number 3. And Rahul is worried on losing his job as his company is planning to downsize by the end of this year. He's worried about losing something. Worried about something hota hai na, worried on something nahi hota. So about is also wrong here. the fourth sentence is written grammatically correct. It is accurate. है ना? So option number 4 has to be the right answer. My brother has been saving up to buy his dream car for the last 5 years. So for के साथ last 5 years correct है. We cannot say since the last 5 years because 5 years is a duration or period of time. ड्यूरेशन के साथ फॉर ही लगता है, सिंस नहीं लगता. सुनने में सही लग सकता है सिंस, बट दैट इज रॉन्ग. एंड हैज बीन सेविंग अप इज ऑल्सो फाइन. इज फाइनली गोइंग टू बाय द कार नेक्स्ट मंथ. टू शो नहीं होगा क्या? टू हाँ, टू सी भी हो सकता है ना. ये फेमस लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल है, वो देखने के लिए जाएंगे या दिखाने के लिए लेके जाऊंगा. शो भी चल सकता है, दोनों चल सकते हैं. वैसे सी भी चलेगा, शो भी चलेगा. बस you are changing the meaning of the sentence, that is all. Both will be grammatically correct. Clear? Yes. Next, same pattern. So again, you have to choose the sentence that is grammatically as well as contextually correct and meaningful as your answer. Now, if you look at sentence number 4, there is an obvious error here. The BRICS New Development Bank encourage trade nahi, encourages trade. Because we are talking about this bank, New Development Bank, which is singular in nature. So the verb should also be singular in nature. It means it has to have S at the end. The New Development Bank encourages trade and investment in national currencies. So option number 4 will definitely not be our answer. All are incorrect. हो सकता है, maybe. Then central banks of Asia have over $400 billion of local currency swap lines and trade between themselves, nahi among themselves. Because सेंट्रल बैंक्स ऑफ एशिया ये सिर्फ 2 ही नहीं होंगे, मोर देन 2 होंगे. ऑब्वियसली एशिया में कितने सारे कंट्रीज है ना, और सभी कंट्रीज के अपने अपने नेशनल सेंट्रलाइज्ड बैंक्स होते हैं, सेंट्रल बैंक्स होते हैं. सो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मोर देन 2 इन नंबर. सो वी कैन नॉट राइट बिटवीन, वी हैव टू राइट अमंग. सो ऑप्शन नंबर 3 इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. इमर्जिंग इकोनॉमीज have initiated trade in national currencies by bypassing the dollar because of its high exchange rates. Maybe this looks and seems like a correct sentence. Inter-Asian consumption is driving high levels of trade between Asian currencies. Same again among Asian currencies. So option number 1 also is wrong. Now you have to take a very calculated risk here. Because if you look at the 5th option, they are saying all are incorrect. All are incorrect. So unless and until you are 100% sure about sentence number 2 कि इसमें कोई error नहीं है, तो ही 2 mark करना है, नहीं तो 5 option भी हो सकता है ना. So you have to have a lot of guts to go with option number 2. Your answer is actually correct. There is no error, but you cannot have second thoughts. You cannot have doubts. You have to be 100% sure. अगी ऑल आर इनकरेक्ट के जगह ऑल आर करेक्ट होता तो फिर ये ऑप्शन तो इधर ही हट जाता. इनकरेक्ट के वजह से गड़बड़ हो सकती है ना. दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू से. एनीवे, मूविंग ऑन, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सेम पैटर्न. The meeting will also concentrate on exploring, right? Always start with easier looking errors. So option number 4 is wrong. So obviously fifth option will also be wrong. Now you have to check 1, 2 and 3. The G20 or the Group of 20 is an intergovernmental forum of the world's major developed and developing economies. सही लग रहा है. In the G20 International Financial Architecture Working Group meeting, participants will discuss ways to enhancing the stability nahi, they will discuss ways to enhance the stability and cohesion of the global financial architecture. To enhance, not enhancing. So option number 2 is actually wrong. The meeting will be jointly leading by nahi, the meeting will be led by. टू बी प्लस v3 प्लस बाय है ना, b आ गया, b के बाद बाय है तो बीच में v3 फॉर्म आएगा. द मीटिंग विल बी लेड बाय द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस. पैसिव वॉइस. So option number 3 also is wrong. So we will have to go with 1 as our answer. See, the errors are not very difficult. It's just you have to find out the errors in multiple sentences. If you read all the sentences very carefully, you will find out the errors more often than not. Intuition से हो जाता है solve बहुत बार, है ना? Basic concepts हैं. Yes, very good, Prahelika. All right, next, fill in the blanks. Now we come to our vocabulary part. The other strand is drier, arguing that it will amount to a lost decade or two, as our attention is focused on keeping the dash ship of the economy afloat. We are trying to keep this metaphorical ship of economy afloat. Afloat means बचाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, survive करवाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. What kind of ship is this? Succinct, exultant, abrasive, teetering, equivocating. The economy is doing, the ship is going like this. It could capsize anytime. So basically the ship is unstable. So we are looking for something like unstable. Which word expresses instability? Teetering. Abrasive nahi, teetering. Teetering means unstable. Moving or balancing unsteadily, swaying back and forth. Abrasive means rough or likely to scratch. Equivocating means using ambiguous language so as to conceal the truth. सच्चाई को छुपाने के लिए या अपने आप को कमिटमेंट से बचाने के लिए एम्बिगुअस लैंग्वेज यूज करना, फालतू की बातें बोलते रहना. Exultant is happy, joyous, and succinct means brief or terse, used in expressed in less words. ठीक है? I hope the logic is clear to all of you. You have to have a good vocabulary. You cannot afford mediocre vocabulary. So reading is paramount. You have to read newspapers, learn new words every day, at least 20-25 new words every day you have to learn. And this vocabulary will help you not only in your phase 1 exams but also in your phase 2 exams, where you will have to write essays and descriptive answers and all. In general, it will help you in the long run. Obstreperous, mendacity, euphemism, dichotomy, and chronicity. See, again, brilliant vocabulary. His speculations in this regard, while intriguing, भले ही intriguing लगते हैं, interesting लगते हैं, but his speculations rely heavily on the fact of her general dash. Her general what? Now, if you don't know the meanings of any of these words, then definitely you will have to skip this question. Okay. One thing that what we can try is we can find out the part of speech. General is an adjective. So the part of speech after an adjective should be a noun. But if we see mendacity is a noun, euphemism is a noun, dichotomy is a noun, chronicity is a noun, obstreperous is an adjective. But all the other words are nouns. तो अभी भी चार ऑप्शंस में से चॉइस करनी है ना? Anything that ends with OUS is an adjective. Glamorous, obstreperous, है ना? The right answer here is mendacity. Mendacity means the quality of lying. झूठ बोलना. Her general habit of lying. So all his speculation in this regard is it is interesting, it is intriguing, but all this speculation, it relies heavily on the fact that she has the quality of lying. She is generally a liar. She has the habit of general mendacity. Obstreperous means noisy and difficult to control. Kids, when they are in large numbers, you cannot control them. They are very noisy. Euphemism क्या होता है? It is a figure of speech. अलंकार है. It means to express something very harsh in very soft words. Mellow down करके express करना. For example, instead of saying he has been sent to jail, people say he has been sent to a correction facility, because jail sounds very rough, it sounds very harsh, it sounds like someone is trying to tarnish the image. But instead of saying jail, if you say correction facility, it sounds good. है तो वही, जेल को ही करेक्शन फैसिलिटी बोलते हैं, बट इट इज अ मेलोअर वर्जन ऑफ इट. इट्स कॉल्ड यूफेमिज्म. ओके. अगर किसी के बाल झड़ रहे हैं, इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग यू आर गेटिंग बॉल्ड, पीपल से यू आर थिनिंग ऑन द टॉप, बिकॉज सेइंग बॉल्ड टू समवन टू देयर फेस इज वेरी रूड और इम्पोलाइट. सो यू से दैट. अगर किसी का वजन बढ़ रहा है, then instead of saying that person that you are getting fat, it is very rude to say fat to someone on their face, to their face. People say, oh, the weather suits you now. The weather suits you means weather suit हो रहा है, मतलब है कि वजन बढ़ रहा है ना? Yes. Softer words में express करना, that is called euphemism. Dichotomy का मतलब होता है separation that exists between groups or things which are completely opposite and different from each other. And chronicity is the quality of being long lasting, or chronic, generally a disease or a condition, right? All right. Next, agla fill in the blank. To decipher the expected political behavior of the subalterns. Decipher is to understand. The expected behavior of subalterns. Subalterns are people from the common middle class. In the wake of the current crisis, in the background of the current crisis, dash reverse migration bound workers. One needs to go back to 2014. So in the wake of the current crisis, which is what? Interceding the workers, obviating the workers, disparaging the workers, maligning the workers, or engulfing the workers. The crisis engulfs someone or something. Crisis is a bad situation, a difficult situation. The economic crisis has engulfed everyone. It has engulfed the entire economy. Have you heard such sentences? So engulfing should be the right answer. Surrounding these workers who are migration bound or who are living on foot to their homes. And if you want to study the political behavior of this, then you will have to go back to 2014. This is what the sentence says. So option number 5 here becomes the right answer. We can go with 5. Sometimes you have to use your common knowledge. Sometimes you have to imagine sentences in your head, in your mind. कि इस प्रकार का सेंटेंस मैंने पहले कभी सुना है क्या, हैव आई रेड और हर्ड समथिंग लाइक दिस बिफोर, सिमिलर टोन में, दैट ऑल्सो गिव्स यू a hint. Interceding means intervene on behalf of other person, दूसरों के behalf पे दखलंदाजी करना. Obviating means to remove a difficulty, problem or the need for something. Disparaging is again maligning, to tarnish the image of someone. Engulfing is the right answer. Next. Proxy is a different word. Generally, if you see proxy war is being fought between the two countries. Proxy war is not a war as such, something resembling a war. Something which looks like something else, but actually in reality is not. That's why in colleges also, if you attend your friend's attendance, if you mark your friend's attendance, we say proxy attendance. Your friend is not there in the classroom, but still it looks like, it appears like he is present because of the attendance. People in the crowd were booing and dash as she tried to speak. Now you can take help of parallelism here. Booing and dash. We need something like booing. Heckling. When a performer is on stage and if the performance is not up to the mark, this is generally what the audience does. They start booing, they start heckling. Heckling means interrupt a speaker or a public meeting, at a public meeting with difficult questions or rude comments or a joke or something fun. It's called heckling. If you are following the US elections, the elections will happen in November, but the campaigning is going on, and during the campaign both the candidates, the Republican and the Democratic candidates, they visit different cities and they have these public gatherings and they have these public speeches, and the audience is very very close to where they are standing, unlike what we have in India, where if the politician is standing on the stage, then the first line of audience is way back 50 meters away from the podium. But in US it's not the case. In most of the other countries it's not the case, where people are very nearby in close quarters and heckling is there, heckling happens. So if someone in the audience is from the other party, they start heckling, they start commenting rude comments. That is called heckling. Sometimes they throw shoes, sometimes they throw all kinds of stuff. Punctilious is showing great attention to detail or correct behavior. Haggling means to argue with somebody until you reach an agreement. Jabardasti argue karna. Enthusing is to express eager enjoyment or interest or excitement. And retrospect means to think about what you have done in the past. Retro का मतलब ही होता है past. And spect means to inspect. Past का inspection. The way you behaved with someone, the way you talked to someone, the way you reacted to some situation. Was that appropriate? Was that required? Should I have done something else? Should this be done? Should that have been done? इसको हम कहते हैं retrospective. है ना? All right, so let's go to close test now. As I told you, from today onwards we are going to have a longer YouTube session, 40-45 minute session करेंगे, and the master class is not going to happen. We are going to have a longer YouTube session with different types of questions. Anyway, so the first question is on your screens. What will be the right answer? Numbers can often be hustled to, it's a phrasal verb. Numbers can often be hustled to tell many tales, but it is the story that is picked on the basis of the dash to do what is more morally right. On the basis of the dash, on the basis of the what? Now again we can take help of grammar here. Article the के बाद filler है, so this has to be a noun, because after a noun to do what is morally right is also a valid construction. Deplorable, able, ends with an able, it means it's an adjective. Appalling, also an adjective. Appalling means very bad, poor, pathetic. Desire, noun. Surplus, noun. Gratuitous, ous, again adjective. So we can eliminate the three adjectives that are there in the options. So your confusion has to be between options 3 and 4. Is it desire or surplus? On the basis of desire to do what is morally right, है ना, हमारी ये इच्छा होती है कि नैतिकता के सही हिसाब से क्या सही है. It is not surplus. We are not talking about money here. Gratuitous means lacking good reason or purpose, or often having harmful effects on something. Deplorable is appalling, appalling is deplorable, synonyms of each other. It means very bad, poor, pathetic. Next, second filler. The recent Lancet estimates of COVID-19 associated orphanhood, which put the numbers at over 19 lakh children dash as a result of COVID-19, has raised India's hackles. Now, we are talking about COVID-19 related orphanhood, cases where a child has lost both the parents, mother and the father, to COVID-19, and the child has become an orphan, right? So 19 lakh children in the country have become orphan. They have been orphaned. They are not admired, they are not renowned, they are not celebrated, they are not recognized. They are orphaned because of COVID-19. This one was a very simple one and an easy one. Next. Orphan can also be used as a verb, Saurabh. Orphaned, Phaned, can be used as a verb. Sometimes we have this doubt whether a noun can be used as a verb. For example, Google is essentially a noun because it's a name of a company, but you can also use Google as a verb. Google this answer. Google the meaning of the word. And you can use it as a verb. Similarly, orphan can be used as a verb in the previous question. Okay. The Lancet study generated numbers based on modeling, and therefore only estimates and not dash numbers are available. So these are just estimates. अंदाजे हैं, अनुमान है. Actual numbers नहीं है, real numbers नहीं है, perfect numbers नहीं है. They are not actual numbers. So actual here becomes the right answer. National numbers नहीं, approximate तो बिल्कुल नहीं है, because we have already said they are only estimates. रफ नंबर्स नहीं है, फजी नंबर्स नहीं है. सो एक्चुअल नंबर अवेलेबल नहीं है. सही कहा, एक्चुअल इज द राइट आंसर. नेक्स्ट, फोर्थ फिल इन द ब्लैंक. Globally, it estimated that 52 lakh children had been rendered orphans. Had been rendered orphans means they had been made orphans, or they had been uh, pushed into orphanhood. Hmm? By the dash, by the what? Obviously pandemic, we are talking about COVID-19. So by the pandemic. What is zany? Zany means funny in an unusual and crazy way. Someone who is very unusually funny, or in a weird way funny. Feeble means weak, physically weak, mentally weak. Hmm? Unusual, characteristic, these are very common words, so you know the meanings. All right, next, second last question. The study in its original period March 1, 2020 to April 30, 2021 was revised with dash based on excess mortality and fertility data. Whenever you revise any study, whenever you revise any document, whenever you revise any book or any article, it is based on what? Updates. Whatever new updates you get, you put into that, and that is called revised version. Obviously revised, right? Obviously updates. We cannot say aborts, terminates, access, sacks. Very, very simple, very logical, very easy. Last question, sixth fill in the blank. Close test was fairly easy as compared to the fill in the blanks that we did a little while ago. Again, a very simple one. Preposition based options, So based on excess mortality and fertility data used to model increases in estimates of COVID-19 associated orphanhood, dash May 1st and October 31st. Now we'll have to take help of this, and between A and B, between this and that, between May 1st and October 31. So between is the right answer. We cannot say on, at, in, exactly wrong. Okay? Is this clear to all of you? Okay, so here we conclude our session today. थोड़ा जल्दी खत्म करेंगे. 40 मिनट का सेशन मैंने बोला था. We'll have a 40-minute session every day on YouTube. From tomorrow onwards, we will try to have this session for 45-50 minutes. I will bring more content for you guys. But this was the session for today. A small exercise for your phase 1 exams, be it RBI Grade B or NABARD exams. Tomorrow same time we will meet at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. And I request all of you to attend that session without fail. Now this is my personal Telegram group. You guys can join me here for all the PDFs and updates. And secondly, if you are interested in joining our paid batches, the Laksh batch for RBI Grade B 2025 is going to start from 2nd September. So you can enroll in this batch, and those who are interested can check out the link in the description. The second link from the top, join RBI Grade B 2025 Laksh batch. You can use this coupon code for maximum discount. KAUSTUBH, Kaustubh. This is my coupon code. You can use this code for maximum discount. Highly recommended for all the new students here. Also, if you have any queries or doubts regarding the entire procedure, there is a Google form in the description. You can ask your queries there. And we also have started RBI blogs, wherein we write the blogs about different news and updates regarding RBI. So you can check out the blogs as well. Okay. Chaliye. So that is all for today. Masterclass अच्छा था, yes. I can totally agree with you, but we have taken this decision of continuing on YouTube. We will have the best content on YouTube for you. Don't worry. चलिए, कोई बात नहीं नद्या जी, you can always watch the YouTube sessions. ठीक है? चलिए, तो आज के लिए इतना ही. That is all from my side. Thank you so much all of you for joining and watching the session. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.